focus on your school. You are just in SHS1. You just went to school. You are going to crush on somebody, and your English is like this. Let me talk to the adults here. When you were in school, okay, as a girl, did you find yourself with a school mother that was pushing you towards a certain direction that you think has caused you more harm than good? And how can a Form 1 student that feels like the school mother is not impacting in her life and positively walk away from her without all the mede that comes with it, all the bullying that comes with it? Guys, a brand new episode. Yes, a brand new episode. And listen, quickly, let's go through what's on my shirt so that we know that today I didn't come and play here at all. Okay, let me just pull the microphone back a bit and see what's going on my shirt. Yeah. What does it say? Want to break up. Yes, that's what my shirt says. Want to break up. And so we are here to let some people know that it's time to walk away. And then others too to also know that let's work on it, something like that. Welcome to another episode of POV. My name is Nanika Defa. Now let's have this conversation. Now, if you're new here, this is a podcast, a solo podcast where we talk about everything and anything on social media. And then again, there's a segment where people send us their dilemmas, their confessions for us to discuss. I mean, the point of view, that's the point of everything. We share our point of view on everything and anything. So you send it to us, we share our point of views, and then you make your decisions based on our thoughts. My thoughts right here in the video, and then the thoughts of the viewers through the comment section. Now, that's what we do on this podcast. Now, let's get straight into the chit chat segment of the show, which is the POV Let's Talk. I this week have found some things very interesting. Now, there was a conversation somewhere, I've forgotten, but I remember there was a conversation somewhere where they were talking about the biological clock of a woman, right? And then the conversation of loneliness also came in. And it kept on ringing in my head. And this question has been ringing in my head for a very long time. And so I want to throw it out there. And then you guys should also share your point of view on it, or your thoughts on the question that is going on in my head. Now, this is it. We always say that women have biological clocks, okay? And so at a certain age, they shouldn't be, saying no to men, right? Okay. Now, you've said that women have debunked it so many times that, the fact that my clock is ticking, which technically some women think it's crazy to think that as a woman, your biological clock is ticking. And those that do not find that ridiculous also say that, fine, there's a clock ticking. But does that mean that I should accept any and every man that comes into my life? And then, that is one question that came up through some of the conversations that I was seeing around social media. And then there was someone also, talking about how loneliness and then the biological clock combined is putting pressure on women to decide on men to be with, and these decisions are coming back to bite them in their asses. Now, my question there is, as a woman, do you follow the whole trend of biological clock and then loneliness to be with any man? And if based on loneliness and biological clock, you say, I'm not really interested in being with anybody until I feel like I have found the person that I want to be with, and I don't care at what age I am at, what happens to you then? I mean, how then do you navigate through society, walking away from all the criticisms, all the shaming, all the unknown explanations about how they think that in your young age, you messed around and now you're not getting anybody coming around you, or you said no to so many men that no man is coming to you. How do you deal with that? This is a genuine question that has been popping in and out of my mind since I saw all those biological clock and loneliness thingy on social media. So share your point of view on that. in the comment section. Let me know what you think about it. Now let's get straight into the stories that we have for this episode. If they posted it on social media, then they made it our business. And since they made it our business, we're going to make it our business. Now let's get straight into the stories we have for this episode. This one says,
Let's have it.
I have a friend who I was very close to, but I was in a long distance relationship. Because of our closeness, we got intimate and he disvirgined me. And now I'm pregnant for him and he doesn't seem to like me anymore. Typical. Though he agreed for us to keep the pregnancy, but he said we can't be close anymore. So he blocked me everywhere on social media and stopped picking my calls. But he sends money for the baby's things. I really like him a lot and I don't know how to handle this, especially now that he's the father of my child. Some of these things are technical, right? And frankly speaking, I have grown up to understand that the fact that you have a child with somebody does not mean that you should by force end up with a person or be in a relationship with a person or marry the person. Sometimes the person is technically not for you, not good for you. And until pregnancy comes in, you never know. Okay, some of these things happen. But I just think you need to look at it from the angle where your happiness is also important and he's not going to give you that happiness. He has told you and he has vowed to you he cannot give you that happiness. So there's no need for you to stretch it and make it look like you are forcing yourself on him, especially now that there's so much going on with you and there's a baby and do you get it? So I just let it go, okay, darling? Let it go. You're going to find somebody for you. If he's being callous and being, he's missing out. Basically, that's what I can say. Because this is crazy. You guys, let's be careful out there, okay? Let's protect ourselves during, sexual intercourse. Let's protect ourselves because without protection, that is why all these things happen. And then we don't even know what to do. God.
Let's have it.
This lady who is a colleague to my boyfriend and I cheated on my boyfriend and when they were dating and even turned down his proposal before I was posted into the facility. I'm 27 years old. My man is 10 years older than me. So I respect him a lot and likewise him. We've been together for some years now, but I started seeing changes in him about 5 months ago. Sneaking out at night to answer phone calls, changing his phone password, and he not wanting me to go close to his phone again. Classic cheating, symptoms, abi side effects, abi what is it? I got worried and did my findings and found out my man is going out with his ex who cheated on him, and she's also aware we are going out. I didn't take it personal until I saw a message on my man's phone where he was apologizing to the lady for a reunion. Wow. I confronted him and he didn't show any sign of remorse. It's been 5 months now and he sees her secretly, sleeps over at her place when I go for night shift. Honestly, I'm tired of crying and pleading with him to stop. But to no avail. I love him and I don't want to lose him. I can't rent too. We live together because I'm saving the money to further my education. What do I do now? Kindly help a sister. So the question here now is, are you staying because you love him or you're staying because you don't want to go homeless? Because I feel this man outright knows you have nowhere to go. And so he can mess around and still come back and sleep right behind you. And then you open your nyash for him to fuck it when he wants to. And that is why he's doing all that. I get it. You want to go back to school. But what's the peace in going back to school and being miserable? What's the peace in that? Let me know the peace in that. And if you are able to let me know the peace in staying where you are not wanted, then you can decide to stay there. But from where I'm sitting and what I'm seeing, and just so you know, I keep saying this over and over and over again. This is just my opinion. It is not like you need to compulsorily take it. It is just my opinion. And so if it resonates with you and you think it makes sense, please take it. But if it doesn't, it's your boat. You write it how you want to write it. But from where I'm sitting, I feel like you're using the school as an excuse to just be treated bad. So, my darling, please trash this one, okay?
Let's have it. Let's have it.
Hi POV, I'm 25 years old guy, currently doing my NSS. I'm in the teaching field. I love spending time with my students, and I also tried listening to their problems and tries everything possible to help them out. Because of my friendly attitude, they all like to open up to me things they can't even open up to their BS. There was this girl in my class that opened up to me about how she was treated unfairly in her home. So I offered some advice, and with the help of the headmistress, we suggest some ways to help her complete her course. During our conversation, she was crying, and because her colleagues in the classroom were wondering why she was sharing tears, I told her to stand and walk out with me. So she stood up and immediately hugged me. I didn't push her away because I knew she needed it, so I ignored and hugged her back. Since then, we became close. We chat. She is having a boyfriend in the school, and she told me about him too. So during the vacation, she told me her boyfriend asked her to visit his hometown. So she wants to seek for my opinion, and I helped her understand what would happen if she visits. I didn't tell her not to, nor did I tell her to, because I don't want to be the very person to ruin her relationship. I came to Accra to visit my friend, so I told her my location and wanted to see me. I allowed her. We met and chat, and I booked boats for her to get home because it was getting late. She told me she broke up with him yesterday, and I asked for a reason, even though I knew it was because she was having feelings for me. I don't want that kind of relationship with her, but I like her and I don't want to hurt her too deep. So I want to leave the school and join the military, but she keeps saying she will stop the school if I join the military. Hey, God. But what I don't understand is some of my friends are actually saying it's nothing dating her, but she's 15 years and my student. So, and even if I decide to date her and mess up in classroom, I will still punish her same as I would punish the class. I'm thinking of making her feel love and use the opportunity to help build her in academia. I like her, but I don't want to date her. She is too young, and I also cherish peace of mind a lot. What should I do? God. I like that you are seeing the fact that she's a minor. I like that. It goes to show how responsible you are. But I think you need to create some boundaries. I get that you want to groom her. In fact, groom is the wrong word to use. You want to build her and make sure that she becomes a good student, a good child, and all that. But she will continue to take it in the wrong way if you do not clear the airways with her. Sit down and have a conversation with her. Let her know that, listen, you are too young for me. I see you as a student and as a friend and as a sister. And that is the only thing I can do for you. I just feel like do not go off and be insensitive about it. If you go all in and you are sensitive about it, I reckon that there's going to be a side of her that will partially understand. But then also understand that she's young, and so she's going to allow her feelings to take control of her, and she's going to throw some tantrums. But if she's emotionally mature as a 15-year-old girl, she's going to understand that you are her teacher. And that is not a good idea. Okay? Have a conversation with her, create boundaries with her, and protect her so nobody else takes advantage of her. I just think that can help, okay?
Let's have it. Let's have it.
POV, I'm a guy who just completed JHS and went to SHS somewhere in December to spend 2 weeks at SHS to how it is there. That was my first day at SHS. So I went to meet a beautiful girl who just caught my attention and couldn't get her off my mind. We were both crushing on each other, but I didn't want to rush and tell her about my feelings. I just wanted to wait for the right time and then tell her about my feelings. So we got back to school at January, and there was this guy from nowhere started worrying my crush at school, but I didn't want to say anything about it because I didn't tell her about myself. So she doesn't know about my liking her, and she had a school mother where the boy who started worrying my crush went to see her school mother and told her about how he feels about the girl. Then the school mother put things in place for my crush and that guy who started worrying my crush in January. So I was quiet and observing everything. I finally went to tell the girl how I feel about her, and then she went to tell her school mother. Then her school mother started treating me that you should stay away from the girl or she will give me problems in the school. Her school mother is a prefect, and whenever the school mother sees the other boy with the girl, she doesn't say anything about it. So I was there and the girl came to tell me that she also has feelings for me, but she can't date me because of her school mother. That if she dates me, she will feel like she has left her school mother down. I love this girl and this girl also loves me, but the girl is also willing to do whatever her school mother tells her. Can you please advise me? Focus on your school. You are just in SHS1. You just went to school. You are going to crush on somebody and your English is like this? Does your mother know that you are fighting somebody? And let me go back and do a conversation about this whole school mother and school daughter thing. Guys, let me talk to the adults here. When you were in school, okay, as a girl, did you find yourself with a school mother that was pushing you towards a certain direction that you think has caused you more harm than good? And how can a Form 1 student that feels like the school mother is not impacting in her life possibly positively walk away from her without all the mede that comes with it, all the bullying that comes with it? Because I just feel like all three of these kids, they need to focus on their education, because I don't get why in Form 1 all this drama is going on. Well, I get it, but I don't get it. Because personally, when I was in SHS, so I get it. But now that I've completed, I just feel like, girl, chairman, focus on your education, okay? You will come out and come and meet more fresher girls. Just use the opportunity to build your self-confidence, your self-image, your self-esteem, and come and ball and look fresh. You get me? Yeah.
Let's have it. Let's have it.
I am in one of the public universities in our nation, a level 300 student. I saw this lady on a friend's phone, so I told her to vibe him for me. Later, about 1 week, everything was set and we started dating. I showed her love and took some of her burdens upon myself, as in feeding and other things. One day during the Valentine's Day, she came to me and had a call. So she told me she'd be with me in a bit after about 5 minutes. She called me and told me she was called by a lecturer for a Val's Day gift. I was furious and ashamed, so I told her to return back to me. When she returned, she was holding a bag which contains gifts. I didn't react anymore because if I did, she might get upset. So I left things like that, and then I gave her some advice and she accepted it. Later, I found out on his phone that she's cheating on me with another guy. I asked her and she denied the fact. I didn't want to create problems, so I told my guys, but they told me to play along, but I didn't know how to cheat on a woman. So I tried to do what I was doing extra to keep her to myself. Many is because of hunger, that's why she's doing such. She later called me and told me she's dating the guy I saw his messages on the phone. I was hurt, but I let it go. 1 week later, she pleaded not to do that again. I accepted her back because I love her. Fast forward, she was having her birthday at her hostel. I wasn't invited, but I bought her the items for the birthday. So if I curse or do her badly, is it my fault? Because the plan I took was to convince her to chop her and let her leave my room and never return. Listen, at this point, I cannot defend my fellow gender on this because she fucked up. Okay. She fucked up. And I know in the comment section, your gender, your man will come and tell you to chop her, J-O-I and chop her and let her go, J-O-I and chop her some. But I will categorically share that you be the bigger person and leave the relationship. Because I feel like you know what's going to happen when you stay with her and then you keep in your mind that this one, I'm just chopping some just because she's for the street. You will turn into a toxic guy. And when you become a toxic person, when you are finally done with her and you move on, the next person is going to suffer for it. And it's going to play as part of the pattern in your relationships and how you end up getting married. And so for your future and for your sanity's sake, let it go. Leave the relationship.
Let's have it.
Hi, POV. Please keep me anonymous. I feel my BF doesn't love and care about me. I've always had a crush on him. I got to know him through a friend. At that time, he had a GF, so we weren't really close. I have seen my BF love someone before. He calls and always speak about her. We started dating after his GF broke up with him. At first, he was all nice and sweet to me. But for whatever reason, he doesn't really care about me anymore. Anytime I tell him something about me, he wouldn't care how it went or maybe how I feel. When I travel somewhere, he doesn't call to check if I got there safely. He has never called to just have a normal conversation with me unless he wants an information about something. He no longer takes time to reply my messages. With his ex, he calls to check how her day went. He wishes her good night and even says, I love you at the end. POV, for me, I have never had a good night before. Some time ago, I asked him why he doesn't call and be nice to me, and all he told me was he doesn't like phone calls and doesn't fully love me anymore. I've had thoughts of breaking up with him, but I can't. I really love him. Do you think he doesn't want to be nice to me because his ex broke up with him? It's possible that he's not really over his ex. It's possible. I can say that you have two things, okay? There's two things I think or I feel you can do. One, obviously, is breaking up and just moving on and finding somebody that will love you how you want to be loved. Or two, you stay and work on it with him. But when you decide to stay and work on it with him, just know that it is going to be very, very, very difficult. It's not going to be that easy. Okay, so that's it for this episode. I mean, this episode has been intense, and I think it was just crazy. This episode was just crazy. And so I'm just going to end this episode here. Like, share, and then comment. And please, if you're listening on Apple Podcasts and then on Spotify, please do not forget to leave the 5-star ratings so we can all, enjoy this together. That being said, don't forget to like again, share, and then comment. And I'll see you in the next video. And please do not forget to answer the question I asked in the Let's Talk segment. I'll be waiting for your feedback on that question. Have a nice day. Bye.